Hi there, welcome to the tutorial on dividing exponents. You already had some lessons on this, but as you go into the more difficult questions on this worksheet, I think you might need some help. So what I'm going to do is I will do some questions from Why Are Babies Like Hinges, and then we will go on to the other worksheets assigned to you and do a couple of examples for you. Okay, so if you take a look at number 16 on Why Are Babies Like Hinges, it says -9 u8 v squared divided by -6 u squared v exponent 6. Remembering that the line right here is the division line. Okay, so the first thing you look at is the coefficients. And you take a look and you say, is there a number that divides evenly into both of these? Well, there is. The number 3 divides into both. 3 goes into 6 twice. I'm ignoring the negative sign right now. 3 goes into 9 3 times. So really this is -3 over -2. So my next line would look like this. -3 divided by -2. We'll deal with the two negatives in a minute. U exponent 8 divided by u exponent 2. Well, as we said before, when you divide two powers with the same base, you subtract the exponents. These are the same base, they're both used, so you can subtract the exponents. 8 minus 2 is 6. So I keep the same base, and my exponent is now 6. My exponent. With the v's, you can do the same thing. I will do it two different ways. The first way, you do exactly the same thing. You look at the top number, and you say v exponent 2 minus 6. So 2 minus 6 is -4. Now, as always, you want to make sure that you have a positive exponent in your answer. So we'll take care of that in a second. Over here, we are dividing -3 by -2. No matter what happens, the answer will be positive because a negative divided by a negative gives you a positive. So this answer will be positive. We're not going to change it to decimal. We're going to leave it as a fraction. Okay? U6, we're happy with that. And then with the v -4, we did say, and this has been explained to you, that if you have a negative exponent on the numerator, you can actually move it to the denominator and make it a positive exponent. Okay, so there's your final answer. Now let's do another solution on the side. We'll do this one in green. Okay, say you went this way. Let's do this off to the right. We got exactly the same thing, -3 over -2, and we still get u6. Now you can apply the subtraction rule here, but if you take a look at it, on the bottom you have v times v times v times v times v times v, that's 6 times. On the top you have v times v. So you have v multiplied by itself 4 extra times on the bottom, which it's not by chance that 6 minus 2 is 4. So actually you end up with v4 on the bottom. So you can use the subtraction rule, just be very careful that you keep track of where you started. 6 minus 2 is 4, the 4 is on the bottom with the v. 8 minus 2 is 6, you started at the top so the u stays up top. Okay, those are exactly the same answer. Okay, on the next sheet. These are similar to what you have. Some of them start off a little easier and then they get a little bit more difficult, but I thought I would do one that I think you might have some trouble with. Okay, just because there are a few exponents in here. So if you look at 5a on your sheet, there's a squared, and you have to ask yourself, what is being squared in this situation? Well, absolutely all of these, the -3, the 6c exponent 3, and also the d. So I'm going to rewrite it for you. You don't have to do this step in a problem, but I think it would help you right now. So -3 is being squared, c cubed, remember 3 is cubed, is being squared, and d is being squared. To be safe, I put them all in brackets. Then you won't make a mistake. And the bottom stays, the denominator stays the same. You have to make sure that you remember to rewrite the denominator. Okay, so now let's do the next step. If you take your time, things usually go well. Negative 3 times negative 3 is 9. C cubed, this means C cubed times C cubed. We'll do that off here. This is C cubed times C cubed. When you multiply two powers with the same base, you add the exponent. So it's C6. And we showed the shortcut in class. 2 times 3 is 6. So this is C6. We'll put it in red. C6. Okay, the D? Well, D squared is D squared. Nothing changed there. So you're not even quite finished yet. 2CD3. We have to completely simplify. So now I take a look at my coefficients. Is there a number that can be divided evenly into 2 and 9? No, there really isn't. So be happy with that. Leave the 9 on the numerator, leave the 2 on the denominator. That's okay. Take a look at the C's. C6 divided by C, there's a 1 here. 6 minus 1 is 5, so it's 9C5. Now this side here, D2 divided by D exponent 3, 2 minus 3 is negative 1. I know some of you are thinking, but why didn't you do it the short way? I'll do it that way in a second. So 9 over 2, C5, and the D comes down to the denominator. Okay, I'll take a look. I'll go back to that other step, and we'll finish it off. So on this one, we said that you can also, everything's the same, but you can also do the little shortcut here. This is C5. Now, we said we can also say 3 minus 2, but because I started with the exponent on the denominator, my answer ends up on the denominator. There you have two exactly the same answers. Okay? Now 5b. Oh, this is a good one. Okay, here we go. This is negative c cubed, so that's negative c times negative c times negative c. The answer will indeed be negative in the end. 3 negatives leaves you with a negative. So negative c cubed. This times negative d cubed divided by 5c8d. Keep it nice and neat and everything will be okay. Okay, now here's where it gets a little bit tricky. You're multiplying negative c cubed times negative d cubed. The first thing that comes into your mind should be, when I multiply two negatives, what is my answer? Did you say positive? I hope so. So a negative times a negative is a positive. So my answer will be positive. C3 times D3, I cannot put these together. I can't combine them and make an exponent 6. They're not the same base. So they just stay the way they are. On the bottom, 5C8D. Now, I have a 5 on the bottom, and it's going to stay there. There's really a 1 on the top, but we don't have to write it. So now I look at my C's. I'm going to do it the shortcut here. I have 8, C being multiplied by itself 8 times on the bottom, 3 times on the top, so it's 5 extra times on the bottom. 8 minus 3 is 5. 3 minus 1, remember there's a 1 here, is 2, so on the numerator I have d squared. Okay, 6a. This was just a quick reminder that when you have a fraction and an exponent, both the numerator and the denominator are being squared. So this is 8x squared divided by y cubed squared, which equals 64x squared divided by y6. Okay, that was just a reminder for the fractions. Okay, for the third worksheet, I'm not sure if you're going to get here, but these are pretty good. These are some negative exponents. 5 exponent negative 3. This is number 2, by the way, in the worksheet. 5 exponent negative 3. Remember, if it's a negative exponent on the numerator, and this is indeed a numerator, there's a 1 under there that we don't usually write. You can put it on the denominator and make the exponent positive. But then you have a problem. What goes on the numerator? It's a 1. This is exactly the same idea. Don't start making up rules. It's the same idea. This is negative 4 exponent negative 3. The base is negative 4. The exponent is 3. I put the entire thing on the denominator. Put a 1 on the top. Now I'm not quite finished yet. 1 on the numerator. Negative 4 times negative 4 times negative 4. You take out your calculator. You know the answer is going to be negative because a negative times a negative is a positive times a negative is a negative. On your calculator, 4, the little hat, and 3 equals. Or 4, you might have this button, 3 equals. Both of them should give you 64. Denominator, 64. We know it's negative. So the negative can be on the bottom, or on the top, or on the middle. By convention, we put it in the middle or on the top. So there you have it. Last example, a quick reminder that anything to the exponent 0 is 1. So 7a times 1, well, that's just 7a. Okay? If it was this, what would the answer be? The whole answer would be 1. The entire answer would be 1. Okay, I hope that helps you out today, and work hard, help each other out, and enjoy yourselves. But not too much.